Isn't it funny to think that a few years ago that Tom Hanks played one of the most welcoming people on planet Earth, playing Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood? Now he's the grumpiest man you'll ever know. What a turn, am I right? What is going on, fellow movie lovers, and welcome back to the Luke Ponto channel, here to bring you guys another movie review. If you guys are new here today, welcome. Hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. But today, guys, finally, I am getting around to doing my review for A Man Called Otto. This film was directed by Marc Forster, and this film is a remake of the Swedish film called Ove, or someone will correct me down below. And this one stars Tom Hanks as probably the grumpiest man you'll ever know, not just in film, but ever. This movie follows Otto Anderson, played by Tom Hanks, who is a grump that's given up on life following the loss of his wife and wants to end it all. But when a young family moves in nearby, he meets his match in a quick-witted Marisol, leading to a friendship that will turn his world around. So before we start this review, I actually want to give a quick shout out to my boy Movies and Trains Studios. He actually encouraged me to watch this movie, and I was wanting to see it, though, because, I mean, I love Tom Hanks, and I love a good, uplifting movie, a little heartwarming story, and it took me a few weeks to get to this one, and I was kind of waiting for the time to see it, and I saw this last month in theaters, and back in February, I saw this in theaters. And a little quick story. And it's a good thing because that is kind of getting these types of people back into the cinemas. The theater I was in that night was filled with old people. Like it was actually full of old people, and I was the only young person there. So it did make me feel a little bit awkward, but it was nice to see that some older people were actually wanting to come back to the theater because of a movie like this. And it makes sense too. I'll give it that. So with that out of the way, so yes, I did see this movie in the theater, and I gotta say, I loved it. Yeah, I loved A Man Called Otto. This movie was genuinely funny. It was heartwarming. It was emotional at the right times when it needed to be. And it's got some really good stuff in this one. But the biggest positive I can give this film is, of course, my man Tom Hanks. I've been following this dude ever since I was very, very young, especially like when it came to the first like 2 Toy Story movies. I've been following Tom Hanks ever since, and of course we had films like Forrest Gump, we had Catch Me If You Can, we had News of the World from a couple years ago, we had A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and a lot of people do criticize his performance in Elvis, which I don't really understand. Like, I thought his performance was great. So it's kind of funny, as I said in the beginning of this video, that a few years ago that Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers, one of the most kind people like ever. And now he's playing a man named Otto Anderson, the most grumpy man alive. And you can kind of feel like his pain and why he wants to end his life because of something that happened like with his wife. And you kind of understand why he's grumpy. And I've met some grumpy people in my life, especially a couple of my jobs. But I don't think the level of grumpiness that those people had were even up to the level of Tom Hanks in this movie. And Tom Hanks portrays the grumpy old man type of character very, very well. And it impresses me for that. And the woman that plays Marisol, I don't really remember her name, but her name will be in the description box below. And the rest of the people that play as her family that move in across the street from where Otto lives were very good in this movie, and they were very, very, and they had some good heartwarming moments to kind of breathe new life for Otto. And there are some really great flashback sequences in this movie that really do tug at your heartstrings. And some people may complain that the flashbacks either are a little bit too forced or they kind of make the movie drag. But for me, I kind of feel like they were a little bit more needed because it kind of adds to the tragedy of Otto losing his wife, and it kind of gives us a little bit of a backstory, like, about him and his wife, of course, because we know his, like, from the concept, you know his wife has died, but what you want to know is how he met his wife and how he got married to her. And it really does work. The direction of this film is really, really good. The editing is great, and the writing is great. And I really do think it is a really cleverly written movie. It doesn't try to rely on tugging on your heartstrings too much. It does also... It mostly is one of those films that will make you feel good. Like, it's one of those feel-good movies. It does have a very sad ending, but as you watch this movie, and some uplifting stuff in this one, it does make you feel good. And that's something that I really admired about A Man Called Otto. And, I mean, especially for Tom Hanks' performance, like, this is definitely a turn from A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I'll give it that. But for me, I only have one slight negative with this movie. I do think this film lasts a little bit too long. It runs in at like 2 hours and 6 minutes. And for me, I think that's a little bit too long for a movie like this. I mean, yes, I get that the flashbacks, keep that stuff in there. But there's a couple of things in this movie, no spoilers, of course, because I really want you guys to go check this movie out. It is on digital now. But the thing is about this one, I kind of feel like there was some stuff that was just added in to kind of just be meddled with. It's just something that's not so necessary to the film's plot and what we're wanting to do. But aside from that small little nitpick, I adored this movie. This is easily one of the best movies of the year. It's not my favorite personally, but it is definitely a great movie, and it's definitely one you could definitely watch with the whole family and have a good time with it. It's definitely even show your grandparents this movie, because I think they'll love it too. It's a really good one.
I'm going to give A Man Called Otto a 4.75 out of 5.
If you guys love Tom Hanks, which I'm sure most of you do, I can't really see you not liking this movie. But obviously, there are going to be some cynical people out there that are just like, oh, this movie is just about a grumpy old man. I'm kind of that person. When it's like, sometimes you need a movie like this to make you feel good and kind of uplift you in some ways. But of course, this is my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of A Man Called Otto. Do you guys love it as much as I do? Do you guys are just in the middle? Or do you dislike this movie? Be as respectful as you can. Let me know all that down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button once again and that notification bell right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. And stay tuned for my review of Phantasm 3. I will be getting that review out here pretty soon. And I'm going to be seeing Creed 3 this weekend, hopefully. If I don't, I'm probably going to be a review out whenever it hits HBO Max or something, but we'll see. But got a lot coming out in March. We also got Scream 6. We also got 65, Champions, John Wick 4, Shazam 2, Dungeons and Dragons. Got a lot coming out in March. March is a stacked month for movies. Like, us movie fans are going to be eating good this month. That's for darn sure. But of course, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Your continued support of the channel so far. If you guys want to see more content from me, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.